All right. Let's sit on our blankets. And for the recording, we are teaching yin this evening. And I do have a block and a bolster. And then I'm sitting on the blanket. So if you have all of that, great. If not, we'll just make do with what we have today. So I'm going to do a little breath work today after our beginning. So just sit nice and comfortable. Let's take a few moments to just kind of wiggle around and settle into our space. So we feel really grounded in our sit bones. Maybe we can feel the shoulders release away from the ears. And just soften the face, soften the gaze or close the eyes. Just take some nice soft breaths in and out through the nose. As you begin to relax, settle into your practice this evening. Maybe taking this next minute to just set an intention for your practice, or maybe you have an intention that you've been working on for the week. Beautiful. Let's begin by bringing our hands to our heart. We'll chant the sound of Om one time, and then we'll recite our intention together. Deep breath in. May we be free from fear and harm. May I be content as I am. May I find peace with whatever comes. I'm going to release my left hand to my leg. Take my right hand and we'll begin an alternate nostril breath. So if you're comfortable with the alternate nostril breath, mudra, you take the first two fingers and just drop them down. We bring the pinky finger and the ring finger together. It's a little awkward sometimes. We'll take the thumb and press it against our right nostril. And let's just take some inhales and exhales through this left nostril for just a minute. And I want you to focus on just the breath. After the exhale, use your ring finger to close off that left nostril as you open the right. Deep breath through the right side. After the exhale, close it off. Open the left, inhaling. Close. Exhale through the right. Inhale through the right. Close. Exhale left. Let's continue like that on our own. And can you add the ujjayi breath? So tongue to the roof of the mouth, and we're actually hearing the sound of our breath from the inhale and the exhalation. As you exhale through the left side, go ahead and release the hands. And let's just take a few breaths using ujjayi breath through both nostrils. See if you can feel the breath expanding in the lower lungs. Beautiful. Releasing the ujjayi breath. So now the breath is just soft. Maybe even hardly noticeable. Just very soft, easy, comfortable. And when you're ready, continuing with that soft, easy breath, just bring your chin down towards the chest. Are you feeling the release of the shoulders a little bit? If it feels comfortable for you, go ahead and just make a little half moon as the chin comes to the left and the chin comes to the right. And then see if it feels comfortable making complete circles. Let's take them in the other direction. Then when you gently come back to the center, just check in with the shoulders. Let's bring the shoulders up towards the ears and gently down the back. And we'll do that a couple of times. Good. Mindful of your breath. Can you feel, even as from moving the shoulders, the beautiful diaphragmatic breath? Good. And after we release the shoulders a little bit, let's just check in and let's twist to the right. So bringing one hand behind us and one hand on the knee. Let's take a nice deep breath in, relax the shoulders. Just check in to see if the chin stays right over, maybe right over the breast, no further. And just begin some nice soft breaths here. You relax the throat. On the exhale, let's just slowly unwind back to the center. And before we go to the other side, let's just switch our legs. So whatever leg is behind, we'll bring it in front. Okay, nice. Deep breath in, exhaling, other side. And see if you can soften the throat, shoulders, the gaze. Nice soft exhale. Let's unwind. Take the legs and stretch them out in front of us. Let's take a moment, rotate the ankles, stretch out the feet. Notice how they feel today. So I'm going to take that right foot and bring it in. Now, if you want to use the block underneath your knee, if you need it, the block can be also underneath this leg if you're really tight in the hamstring. But let's go ahead and pull that seat back. And we going to fold over our legs. So if you want to have a bolster here to fold and relax on, you can also use your block. But let's soften the feet, relax. We'll just start by walking our hands out in front, pulling the belly in just a little bit, creating some space. Crown of the head reaching towards me so that we facilitate the belly and the chest coming down first. So take your time, just coming forward with the pose, softening in the throat, relaxing in the face. And again, if you want to rest your head on something so that that forehead is really comfortable, you're welcome to. And let's take some really nice soft breaths here and begin to feel gravity as it gently pulls us down towards the earth. So slowly take a nice deep breath in and we'll come up. Before we do the other hamstring, we're just going to add a little twist to this pose. So bring this left leg back and we'll twist over here to our right. So take a nice deep breath in. I want you to start to feel this whole left side of the body moving into the twist as we walk our hands behind us. For some of you, this will be the deepest twist for you today. For the others of you, you can bring your elbows to a block or to your bolster or to the mat. So I want you to try to feel this stretch in this left outer hip, maybe even in the waist or wherever else feels good to you. Let's breathe into that space today. Maybe tucking the chin slightly in towards the chest if that feels good for your body. So before you come out of this pose, you may want to just, for a couple of breaths, extend that left arm out just a little bit further. See if you can create a little bit more of a stretch between the armpit and the hip. And take your time coming out nice and slow. All right, let's take this right leg and stretch it out in front of us. Get any props that you needed from last time. Good, I'm pulling the belly in a little bit, drawing my hips back so I have more space. Good, let's fold forward. Notice if you're holding any tension on this side. Is there tension in the hip, the throat, the shoulder? Let's bring in that nice, deep, diaphragmatic breath. Let it be soft and easy. Taking a nice deep breath in. As we come back up out of this pose, beautiful. Let's prepare for the twist. And we're twisting to your left, so taking a nice breath in here. We're starting off feeling nice and tall and grounded in the sit bones. Again, take your time walking into the pose that feels best for you. Coming all the way down if it feels appropriate. Again, noticing this space here in this right hip. Are we keeping our attention on our breath, on our feelings, on the posture, and away from any judgments or anything that was going on in your day to day? Just bring yourself to this space right now. So maybe taking this right arm and stretching it out just a little bit more, seeing how that feels down the side of your body. Let's take a long, slow breath to unwind. You can meet me on hands and knees. And we'll just take a few cat-cow poses here. So when you're ready, just a nice inhale, bringing the chest forward. And a nice exhale, drawing the belly in as the chin comes down towards the chest. And really round through the upper back. Just take it nice and slow. So we're going to move into the upper body for a stretch today. So let's come down onto our bellies. So we've done this before. I call it the mammogram stretch, but I don't really know what it's called in yoga. And my microphone is going to get a little muffled in this pose, so I will show it to you from the back so you can see easily. We're going to take that right arm out to the side and straight out from the shoulder, please, palm facing down. So let me show it to you, and then I'll come out of it in case you want to go back and talk a little bit about it. My left hand is just going to be pressing into the mat. So fingertips usually is how I start. And I'm going to roll onto that right shoulder. So my legs are one on top of the other. Head is comfortable on the mat. If this feels like you can go further, then I'm going to take this top leg and press the foot down. If I still think I can go further, I'm going to take this free arm and either rest it in my low back on my hip or press it into the earth behind me, as you see me doing right now. So lots of different options here. I want the weight in the shoulder, the front of the shoulder, so you're stretching the pectoral muscles, these muscles right here, the top of the chest that connect to the front of the shoulder. Good. Looks good. All right, it's not a really long pose, so let's take a couple of deep breaths in here. Find our spot and just kind of find a little stillness with it. See if you can for maybe a minute, minute and a half. I want you to come out of it very slowly. And when you do, before we go to the other side, just take a moment, rest your head on the mat, and deep breaths. If you think you're ready to go to the other side, we'll take the other arm, stretch it out. Remember, palm stays down, straight from the shoulder. Good. Neck stays comfortable. Rolling to your side. Feeling that shoulder underneath you. Good. Supporting you. Good. Take it as deep as you want to go. I know it's an awkward pose, but it really does the trick for that front of the shoulder. Beautiful breaths, everybody. Let's come out of the pose nice and gently. And let's release today in child's pose for a minute or so. And I know child's pose is probably a pose you can stay in for a long period of time. But I want to take our last pose before Shavasana and just give a little bit of lightness to this lower body since we've been kind of heavy lower body today. So I'm going to sit on the bolster. You can use a block if you want to. Just make sure that that low back is completely supported. If you need a blanket underneath your head, feel free as well. So let's do couple versions of this pose. I'll show it to you. So when we come down, we want our low back completely supported. And I want your arms just out to the side, palms up. Sounds pretty good. You've got a couple of options for your legs. I'm going to keep your knees bent like this. You can widen the feet, or if you're feeling really good and want more of a back bend, you can straighten your legs. To those of you who have your legs straightened, you're also welcome to take the arms over the head should you choose to really lengthen the low back and make this a stronger back bend. Good. So find which version of this pose feels right to you today. Shoulders, neck, and head should be completely comfortable and on the mat or on a blanket. Now let's focus our breath in this lower abdominal area. So maybe even feeling the inner groin stretch out a little bit, the hips open and relax. Maybe the feet even open to the side if your legs are stretched. Good. Really exhale here. Allow gravity to just relax you. So for the last minute, if you're feeling pretty heavy in this lower body or in the legs today, you may want to just take the legs straight up towards the ceiling for the last minute or so, if that feels good, or just where you are right now. And right where you are, let's bend the knees, bring them in towards the chest. And we'll prepare for Shavasana. So you have a bolster if you want to bring it underneath your knees. If that feels like you can really relax the low back when you come down, that's a beautiful posture right there. And since it is still winter, if you want to make yourself into a little burrito with your blanket, or just have a little blanket on top of you for some weight. Let's make ourselves comfortable and warm. Always the most important part of our practice, these last 6 or 8 minutes of just complete relaxation. Let's take some really nice long exhalations, maybe if we need to, just exhaling through the mouth a few times. And coming back to that beautiful space of just breathing through your nose, allowing gravity to relax you even more. Maybe taking a real quick scan of the body. Is there a place here tonight where you can say, it's time to let go? It's time to release this from my body. So I invite you to bring your awareness back into this lovely evening, stretching, let's draw our knees in towards our chest. Let's spend a few moments resting on our side. So the poem today is called Here. It's always here, the silent underpinning, the foundation beneath the foundation. When I reach deep enough into darkness, inside fear, self-doubt, aversion or despair, there's something so intact I almost miss it in my focus on brokenness. It's always here, this ground of being. Like the water in which fish swim, it's easy to overlook the eloquence of truth. It's here, this guiding presence, this calm, abiding stillness. It's here when I don't try to make life any more or less than what it is, when I stop trying to be right. It's here when I unclench my fists and breathe, when I let go of the demand to make life smooth or easy. It's here, the oneness underlying multiplicity, the exquisiteness of everything. I could shout it from the rooftops, but it's true no matter what I say, and I know you'll find it in your own time, in your own way, that precious moment where you choose to meet life exactly as it is. I want us to come together once again, bringing our hands to our heart. And join me for a final Om. Deep breath in. Namaste.